Hey, Foundry. As we start a new year and we kick off a new series, we're going to be doing something a little bit different here. We want to create a little bit of space each week, in the middle of the week, for us to take what we have learned on Sunday morning and to dive a little bit deeper. Maybe that's through utilizing some practices, maybe that's through considering the thoughts from a different angle, maybe that's applying what we have learned, maybe even a discussion with someone who is well versed on the topic. Today, we're going to be kicking that off. And to do that, we're going to be talking about this idea that Joel brought up this Sunday as we kicked off our Out of the Desert series, talking about who am I? And as Joel talked about the idea of identity, for me, there was really kind of four categories that came to mind when I think about where my sources of identity come from, how I would categorize those aspects of identity. This isn't an exhaustive list by any means, but it's just four different ways that I saw things framing in identity in my life. The first way that I saw it was through truths and facts. Truths and facts that I believe about my identity. These are specific identity markers. Maybe they're by nature, maybe they're by nurture, maybe they're by choice or knowledge, but they are indisputable facts or truths about who we are. The second thing that I think contributes to our understanding of our identity is the lies that we believe about who we are and our identity. What things do we use to identify us, which we know are not valid things? Or what items do we use to identify us that we believe to be accurate, but we unknowingly don't understand them as lies? Thirdly, another category I thought of was this idea of who I want to be. We can define these markers of our identity by who we want to be rather than who we are. This is especially true as we are coming into a new year. What do you want to be? Who do you want to be? As opposed to who you are and what do you do? The fourth way I thought that we could categorize our identity is who we present ourselves to be. Because oftentimes the way that we help other people see us may be different than the reality of our identities. We can choose the way that others may perceive us and try to control that at times, which may be separate from the truths and the lies and even who we want to be. As Joel mentioned, when we consider all of these different things contributing to our identity, who we are becomes so just muddled. And it's coming at us from all different angles. Some of these markers are self-imposed, others come from nature itself, others come from relationships, maybe friends and family, but even relationships of people that we are not seeing every single day. Relationships that we had 5, 10, 15 years ago, or relationships that are ethereal. But this mess becomes really hard to sort through and trying to figure out who we are and our identity. I went ahead and charted out some of the different ways that I could describe myself. You'll see here that there are aspects of me that are true and factual and indisputable, but there are other aspects who are lies here. There are other things that you'll find here that are who I want to be, and other categorizations and markers that is who I present myself to be. These markers of our identity are kind of all over the place, and they can create a sense of confusion of who am I really. And not just that, but some of the confusion also can come from the complexity of seeing possibly contradictory identity markers as we begin to just assess who we are. As Joel emphasized, there's importance in remembering what our truest marker of our identity is, and that is that we are made in God's image. So to do that, to remember that, I'm going to challenge you to do a short practice, to spend some time to identify and to write down maybe 20 or 30 of these markers of your identity, these aspects of who you are. Then take some time to kind of think through the different categorizations of where they fit in. Are they truths? Are they facts? Are these lies that you believe or lies that you tell? Are these goals of what you're aspiring to be, or are these just facades and masks that you put on for others to see? Consider where your identity markers come from. Ask the question of who is informing this. Is this brought on by yourself? Is this brought on by a significant other? Is this brought on by a relationship you had 15 years ago? And lastly, spend some time contemplating. Contemplating if being made in the image of God is the truest form of my identity. How do these other markers inform and impact and connect to this truest form of our identity? I'm going to challenge you to spend some time considering this week, and we will be back next week with some more midweek reflections.